Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to. I thought you were gonna keep. Okay. Three guys talking about football. But the Bear's not here. But he might be here later.
He might show up at some point.
Yeah. He put on Discord. He's like, "Hey, I should be ready," but he's not. He's not here. So what are you gonna do? Yeah. Hey, welcome back. We are on week 14, I believe. I believe this is the 13 like just that. Ended, so this would be week 14.
Yeah.
Oof, 14 weeks.
Can you believe it that like the season's already over?
Yeah, I know. For all of us.
I know. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. I would have thought that we would have had like a 2-2 type of situation.
Yeah, you would think that. And after talking about it last week, it finally happened.
Yep.
He's fired.
The bad man can't hurt you anymore.
He's gone. Bad man can't hurt us.
I will admit, I did not think it would happen so swiftly. I figured that McCarthy was done, but right after the game, I was like,
yeah.
Wow.
Watching that game, it felt like it was like a game I hadn't watched in years. Like there was no soul to that team. It was like they're all just out there kind of like, yep, all right, yep, off. And it was like, it was so boring. And it just got to the point where I'm like, if every game like this is going to be like this for the year out, like I don't even want to, I'll watch other games. Like I'd rather watch the Browns game.
You'd rather watch the Cleveland Browns coach.
I'd rather watch the Cleveland Browns. So it's just, I think they realized that as well. And they're like, all right, we need to like move on now.
Figure something out,
Yeah, McCarthy, you could tell he gave up. Like, you knew his job was, like, once the season was over, he was done. And it just...
I mean, they just looked like they were asleep out there. I don't think anyone... I'm almost positive that no one picked the Cardinals to go into Lambeau and win. They haven't won in, I think they said since 1946.
Yeah, something like
that in Lambeau. That is insane.
Well, it was one of those things, too, where, like, I had a feeling where I was like, if it's gonna be
a good day,
it was like it was just part of me was like it's gonna be bad. Like they're gonna go out, their offense is gonna suck, and the Cardinals are gonna somehow win. That's what happened, and I knew it was gonna happen. There's just part of me I'm like, this team is just—it's not like the other teams I've seen, and I'm very happy they did it. Some people are like, I should have waited under the season. McCarthy, blah. It's like you're the same people that are in the Reddit thread being like, shit play calling. Yeah. So it's like, listen, I'm sure he's a good guy. He's been a good coach, right? For like, I'd say since the time they hired him in like 2007 when Brett Favre was still here, like he helped rejuvenate Brett Favre. He helped coach up Aaron Rodgers. He won us a Super Bowl. We were like awesome. And it hit a point where I think in 2015-ish, when we lost to Seattle in the championship game. The next season, you could tell something was different. There was a game, I still remember it, against Denver. We were looking good, and Denver figured out Mike McCarthy's offense. And ever since then, it's been bad. Like, that game is the game that destroyed us. Denver was like, hey, what if we just play man and make their receivers beat us? And our receivers couldn't beat them. And it just was like, oh, well, that's not good. And then McCarthy's like, oh, jeez, I figured it out. And it just hit that point where you're like, well, it'll turn around soon. And really the only thing that turned it around was Aaron Rodgers, like Hail Marys, crazy comeback plays. Like him pulling shit out of his ass is what helped that. But like that was the moment I think the Packers offense just collapsed under Mike McCarthy. And we need just a fresh start. There's a tweet from Dan Orlovsky, the old backup quarterback.
Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah. And he
he makes some great stuff on Twitter, by the way. I highly recommend following that man.
Yeah, like he looked at the Packers offense and he pretty much was like, this is a really stale offense. Like the receivers aren't doing their routes well. Like the routes aren't designed well. There's no details to the routes. Like there's nothing to throw to. Like this is just bad. And it was just like, wow, that's great. And it's been like that for the last few years. And that's why even without that being an issue, like McCarthy just couldn't coach the team anymore. Like nobody respected him. There's no like motivation or energy. Is like you could tell he lost the team. When you have players like Ty Montgomery, where you're like, hey, take a knee so we can have Rodgers drive the field and beat the Rams, and he's like, nah, like that's a coaching sign. Right?
Yeah.
Like the player doesn't respect the coach, and that should have been noticed before the game even happened. Like you shouldn't have him getting the ball back there if you even suspect that's going to happen. And there's been a lot of those
in the
things.
Super Bowl, man. You know?
Yeah. So
I mean, like I as an outside eye, like when I watch the Packers offense, it does look outdated now in the modern NFL. It just does. I think that was his greatest like issue, was that I think he is a good coach, but I think, you know, it's just the league kind of passed him by a little bit, and he didn't evolve in the modern offense right now.
Yeah.
I don't think that that will necessarily be true in future positions though. For him either. Like I think he has a pretty good, I mean, you got to keep in mind with Mike McCarthy, right? Like this is a guy that's had like 10 playoff seasons and has won a Super Bowl. Like the dude's obviously, like, no matter what, whether it's off the back of Aaron Rodgers or not, he still coached the team there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those
he
things.
did get you a Super Bowl win, coach.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think both people, like the Packers and
He's
McCarthy and Rodgers. Yeah, he's an Andy Reid. They needed to part ways. It was time. Like Rodgers needs a coach that's gonna like demand his respect and that he's gonna respect. Like he said multiple times, like, I want to be coached. And like it's, you know, like he learned as much as he could from McCarthy, but it's a point where it almost feels like he knows more than McCarthy now. And so he wants somebody that knows more than he does, almost like a Belichick type, or like just somebody that can, you know, make him better and like make him work on his mechanics and everything.
Do you think that McCarthy fell into sort of a routine of, well, I know that it worked before, so I know we can make it work again if we just try harder instead of actually trying to change up the game plan? Because it sounds like to me he wasn't willing to budge at all.
Well, the thing was, he would like throw in some stuff here and there, like, hey, look at this trick play. And you're like, ooh, I haven't seen that before unless I watch a Chiefs game. And then you're like, ooh, look at that one. And then he'd just go right back to doing what he did. So I feel like he just needs a new team. He needs to like redesign everything. He needs to like look at everything. Like he needs the Andy Reid type of thing going from Philadelphia to Kansas City. And I think he'll still be all right.
He can come to Tampa.
I mean, it's probably better than anything you've got.
Yeah, I'd take him.
And it's just like the Packers just needed to move on too. Like they need either a younger guy with the offensive mindset or just somebody that can actually coach the team and get Rodgers going. It's going to be nice to not have, you know, one timeout in the fourth quarter. Have like all our timeouts.
that happened every week for you guys. What the hell, man? And
part of it was just, I almost feel like they reserved a timeout for when the play clock was going to run out. There were so many times the play clock was going to run out, and then we'd just be like, timeout. And it's like, we didn't need to take a timeout there, but we just did. And now, like, I don't care if you do that in the first half, but like the second half, like, come on. Like, then you get to the end of the game and you're like, man, if only we had a timeout to stop the clock on defense. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's bad clock management. I think what happened too is just everybody was kind of getting worn out. Like, McCarthy knew he's going to get fired probably. Rodgers and the team knew he's going to get fired. Everyone's just kind of demotivated and you're just like, whatever. Here we go again. It's just like they just need a shot in the arm.
I mean, like, there was what he said after the game. I'll try to find it, but it sounded like he knew. Like he knew he wasn't sticking around. I can't seem to find it right now, but like essentially he was saying like, I don't know what to say in this position, guys, like in the locker room afterwards. And like, you know, I don't know what to tell you. So it just sounds like, he's, you know, he knew it was over.
Yeah. I wonder if they told him or if he just kind of knew before the game even started.
Oh, probably. This was the biggest game of like one of the biggest games he's probably coached, and he just failed it. It was like at home
against a terrible
the
team.
Cardinals.
2-9 Cardinals. Yeah, that's
in a must-win situation. Like, we had to win out to have any chance of doing anything, and we didn't. So it's like, well, that's the probably the worst possible scenario we could have had. It reminded me of, like, it felt worse than we got blown out by the Titans like 5 years ago or something. Like, it was bad.
It's an embarrassment, especially given the fact that everyone knows how bad the Cardinals are, and the Packers were playing at Lambeau.
We lost to Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen, the man, Rob's boy in the
Hey,
hosen.
man, he's not so bad. It's just he's a rookie. You cut him some slack.
I mean, and then to top it up, we need a new trainer. I don't know how many injuries we have. It's just people are always injured. I don't know what it is. Like, just get a new training staff. The only person I would want to keep is Pettin or however you say his name. Like, he's a good defensive coordinator. I liked his defense, so I think he should stay around.
My bones are so fragile. That doesn't make any sense. I drink plenty of Malk now with more vitamin R.
You know what's funny is, like, Mike Pettin has, as far as anecdotally I've seen, like, public opinion of Mike Pettin is like everyone kind of walks away from an experience with Mike Pettin with like, he was pretty good. I liked him. Like, when he was the defensive coordinator on the Jets, and like Rex called all the plays, so like you can't really, but he seemed like I liked him. And then he was the Browns head coach for like a year or something.
Yeah.
And even the Browns fans were like, he probably should have stayed on because we kind of liked him. Like he he wasn't that great, but he wasn't terrible either. And then now he's your DC for you guys, and I feel like most Green Bay fans that I've seen talking about him are just like, yeah, he's pretty good. I feel like that guy's gonna get another shot sometime.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, it was a similar situation with the defense. We had our outdated defense with Dom Capers, and it was he should have been fired years ago. It's another situation like that, where once we got rid of him, the defense is like, hey, we're getting better. And it's like, wow, we could have did this years ago. I read this big article about Ted Thompson and how he should have been fired years ago. Like, he essentially kind of destroyed a lot of the team around Rodgers. Like, he didn't draft well. He would refuse to sign free agents to the point where the scouts would go, like, scout free agents. They'd come back, and they would just hate it because they knew he wasn't going to sign anyone.
Ugh.
So it's like you did your job for nothing. So it's like, oh, great. I'm glad.
It's like such a waste of money and time.
Yeah, just a waste of money and time. And so now we got Goot. And Goot, I actually like him a lot. I think he's going to help find a really good coach or something. But I think they should get Lincoln Riley. If he wants to come here,
well,
that would be my, like, ideal.
Now you're really stepping on Rob's toes here now.
Well, it would be great, but it's gonna be hard to get him out of that job.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be real. I mean, granted, Aaron Rodgers is a pretty good, bargaining chip, but at the same time, he's got a cushy fucking situation, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So So I'm gonna play Ask the Coach here. What was your honest first sentence in your brain, Coach, when you saw that McCarthy we had been officially let go?
I was in the car. I was listening to Packer radio because I can get it here, and so I had it on. And they were like, breaking news, top of the hour. Mike McCarthy's fired, and I was like, whoa! It's like Christmas came early. It was so exciting.
Now, that will directly correlate to what Coach Krendor said inside of our group chat, which has since scrolled many, many, many lines upwards. Right. But I believe that Coach is, let's see if I can find it here. I think he said, there it is. Coach Krendor last Sunday, 6:08 p.m. Woo! McCarthy going to pop open the champagne. So,
yeah.
Good job, Coach.
Some of my favorite things are actually from, like, some of the players. Like, Troy Aikman was like, Mike McCarthy deserves better. And it was like, what do you mean he deserves better? He deserves better than having coached 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks and having won a Super Bowl and been to the playoffs like every year. Oh, he deserves better. Shut up, Troy Aikman. God, I hate Troy Aikman.
Yeah, Troy Aikman's a douche.
Speaking of a fan with a lame duck coach currently coaching the roster, no coaches deserve better if they're not winning. It's just, I'm sorry. Like, it's just, this is terrible. The fans deserve better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying necessarily that's the case in Green Bay. I don't know if he's the worst thing to ever happen to him or anything, but like when a coach is clearly the problem, the fans deserve fucking better. We're putting our fucking money on this team.
Yeah.
All right, you know.
Let me say one more thing, and then we can get into your terrible coach.
Oh, God.
So the only other thing people have brought up is Aaron Rodgers and McCarthy kind of like clashing with each other, and they've both been like, no, like whatever. But even Jeff Saturday, who played here for like a year, was like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers used to like roll his eyes at McCarthy's play calls sometimes.
In the huddle, yeah.
There's a thing where some people say it's at the refs and some people say it's at the Packers sidelines, but Aaron Rodgers gets sacked on one play and he looks at the sidelines and he's like, stupid fucking call. And he like says it twice. Everyone's like, no, he's talking to the refs. And everyone's like, there's no flag. Like,
why in the world would he talk to the refs in that?
Yeah. Like, and why would you say that to the refs?
He's clearly talking to the coach.
Yeah.
There was another former player I saw say that they were fighting over play calling, basically.
Yeah.
Like apparently, like, you know, McCarthy would call certain plays and then they would always check out of it, and they would like one of the former players said like it almost felt like they were competing for who had the better play call. So
that doesn't surprise me either. It's kind of like just two, like McCarthy's trying to coach. He's like, I'm in charge. And Rodgers is like, I know more than this guy. Like, I'll take over.
Right.
So I feel like it hit that point.
I think that might be the biggest thing in your coaching search, in my opinion, is like somebody who has the ability to rein Rodgers in a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I mean, you know, Favre had a little bit of that at the end, at the you know, the tail end of his Green Bay career too. Actually,
yeah, and I think that's what Mike McCarthy did for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of a similar thing.
Yeah, you can't have your quarterback and your head coach going at it, especially playing mind games with the rest of the team. I mean, you're gonna have conflict everywhere, and I feel in this regard, as someone who played football but not anywhere near the professional level, I will say that I'm usually on the coach's side when it comes to this sort of thing, because it's like it comes down to a matter of pecking order and respect, and like he's your coach, so like you should at least try. Yeah. But with the way that it's been going in Green Bay, I mean, if your head coach is just not even going to try to break out of the mold and do something different, then he's got to go.
Yeah, well, I think they're just both very stubborn. And so they both just weren't budging. And you just need somebody who's going to like work with Rodgers and not against him. Because at this point, you're paying the guy some of the highest money in the league. Like, obviously, you're going to go towards what he wants. And he's the face will win you the game.
He's the face of marketing. No coach will ever take Preston over that as far as the Packers or any team is concerned. You got to ultimately the quarterback will win that fight.
The only situation I think in the NFL where if ownership had to make a decision like between the coach and the QB, the only situation where I would see that they would go with the coach would be New England. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only one. Every other team, I think if you've got a big contract on a QB, like you're going to try to help him, not the coach. If the coach isn't getting wins, he's out. You know?
Yeah, but that would never happen. As long as Tom Brady plays football, that will never happen.
Yeah.
It's just
but
they just need a coach that's gonna get respect, or like Rodgers wants to be like coached or like kind of, you know, held responsible in a way where he respects the person being like calling him out, where he wants somebody just smart enough to kind of relate to and not just compete with.
Yeah. For the record, all four of us picked the Packers.
Yes. Yeah, we did. And I know last week I said Josh McDaniels. I was like, woo, but now I've like listened to some stuff on him. I'm like,
yeah.
Like there's that video I linked of DJ Williams, and he was like, Josh McDaniels had us ready to play every week, but like nobody really wanted to play for him. So it's like, I mean, I guess that's good and bad at the same time.
That's a big problem, coach.
That's been his thing for a while. Like in Denver, all the players fucking hated him. Yeah. Like he was like chased out of there basically. And then, you know, again, after what he did to the Colts, like again, if I'm an ownership group, I don't see how you could touch him just straight up after the Colts debacle last year.
like maybe he's matured and gotten older because like he coached like 10 years ago almost, I think.
Yeah,
So
in
like
Denver,
maybe, but
like,
then the Colts thing happens. So you're like maybe he didn't really change.
yeah,
So I feel like as I've like looked into it more, he's a playbook type of guy, right? He's like really good at creating plays, getting everything going right, but he's not really a leader. Like he's a coordinator.
Mhm.
It feels like. So
I gotta say this also marks the final time that I will ever lock in the Green Bay Packers for anything. As Invicta once again drops the lock of the week twice in a row, Coach. 2 weeks in a row.
All right.
Classic.
Well, speaking of bad coaches, to the Jets we go. All I know about that game was I was like, wow, the Jets are winning. And you were like, hey, guys, the Jets are winning. And then you were like, hey, they lost. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
Things are right with the world again.
in your impression of me, just know that when I say the Jets are winning, it's not with that type of tone. It's not. Hey, the Jets are winning. It's like, oh god damn it, the Jets are winning. So people are gonna make fun of us when we lose this game. Because fun fact, we scored 10 points in the first like 4 minutes of the game, like less than that, I think.
Right.
They look like world beaters. They look good.
Yeah, and in that time, Las Vegas still had the Tennessee Titans as 51% favorites to win. That's how bad this team is. I can tell you what we did wrong, but
Okay.
it doesn't matter. Like that's the thing is it's the same thing. It's the same thing that it's been all year, and it's the same thing that it's been every week, and we're just painfully it's like digging knives into my eyes. That's how conservative this team is. And it hurts, man. It just sucks. And thank God Jason Myers is a god, who's our kicker, by the way, who's having an amazing year. He's 93.3% on field goals. He's attempted 30 and hit 28. He's a god. Yeah, like he's an actual god this year. But part of the reason that he's a god is because Todd Bowles doesn't know that you can score touchdowns. He thinks, oh, hey, this is a perfect time for a field goal, boys. Actually, Todd Bowles was one of I think was the only coach in like 10, 15 years or something that kicked a field goal down 40. It's just like
I mean,
that's how conservative this team is. That's what I'm saying.
You got to get your fantasy points, Rob.
Yeah,
I mean, I ain't gonna knock it.
It's like, and then this is the thing that pisses me off most about Todd Bowles. And again, I feel like I have to mention it. I don't dislike him as a man, just as a coach. Oh man, because after the game, he said, I was incredibly frustrated with that loss. We didn't fight hard enough. Motherfucker, you are the reason that we lost that fucking game. It is not the players anymore. Okay, when we're down like 20 points and we're fucking punting in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left, guess what? That's your fucking problem, motherfucker. And
Let it all out.
It's so painful.
It's okay.
Man. It's so painful because
You have support here, Rob.
the other thing is that Darnold has been healthy for like 2 weeks and he's still not in. And they're saying they're just holding him out, to make sure he's 100%, which is a fucking lie.
Oh, it's a tank move.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. It's either a tank move. If it's a tank move, sure, I'm in. I'm game, If it's a like, there's no point. We're only going to hurt his development if we play him. Sure, I'm in. I'm cool for that. If it's a hey, we think Josh McCown gives us our best chance to win, not so okay with that one. But if they said that, at least it wouldn't be lying, which is what they've been doing, which is what they've been saying is that like, oh, we're going to wait till he's 100%. 2 weeks ago, he said, yeah, I'm completely fine. I have no pain. It's just, this team is incompetent and it's just.
I feel like that to me, it just seems like they're holding Darnold back just so they don't. Like if I was a coach for the Jets, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd say, yeah, we're not playing Darnold anymore this season. It's done. We have nowhere to go. Just put whoever.
Yeah, I agree.
But obviously they can't say that, so they have to say like, well, well, Josh McCown gives us the best chance to win. Like they just got to make up something. I mean, I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know Jets culture to a degree, but that's what that looks like to me. I don't know if it's an actual move by them to say like, oh, we're still going to try to make this work this season.
I honestly believe that they're sitting Darnold for whatever reason. It could have been the 3 reasons I listed. It could be any number of other reasons, but I'm pretty sure they're just sitting Darnold for the rest of the year. And the thing that pisses me off about that is, one, they're lying, and I really don't like that. In big major organizations have like blatant lies, like when EA comes out and has just like a very obvious lie, and it's just like, that's just insulting, like it just feels like you're just insulted. Like the team is 3-9. I'm a fan of this team. Okay. I spend money on this team. They're 3-9. You're not putting out an entertaining product, and you're entertainers. Okay. Don't lie to me too. Don't lie to me on top of it. You know what I mean? Like it just that's like particularly insulting to me. But I also admit that that's probably just a pet peeve of mine. At the same time,
you got to admit though, they can't just go out there and say we're not playing Darnold just because the season's over. They can't do that.
I get the reason.
I'm only playing devil's advocate. I agree. I agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, I see that. I totally see that too. Like if they are sitting Darnold, which is what it looks like, if they are just sitting Darnold, then yeah, I get why they can't come out and say it in a completely explicit way. But there are ways to soften the blow without just blatantly outright lying about it. That's the thing that kind of pisses me off about it too. And it's I don't know. I could go on and on for days, but it's just the Jets have this stupid tradition where they won't fire a coach mid-season. They haven't fired a coach mid-season since like the 70s or something, which led to Rich Kotite, by the way, who is hailed as the worst Jets coach in Jets history, because he was a piece of garbage.
I'll take your word on that. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, well, he's a big garbage man. If you watch a video on Rich Kotite, he's a big old trash monster.
With Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's the thing about it too is that like there's really not a lot to be terribly hopeful for either. It's just here's why the Sam Darnold benching thing annoys me.
Right.
All right.
It's because they're lying, and I think and I want to say the reason that they're lying is they don't want to hurt Sam Darnold's confidence, right? Like I'd love that. If that's why they're doing this and lying to me, then I mean I won't be happy about it, but whatever, it's understandable. I think that they might be lying so that people still buy fucking tickets. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I have close to zero reason to watch these games if Sam's not playing. Like almost none. And I watch them because I'm a Jets fan and I have some weird anxiety about, being called a fair weather fan. So I watch them, but it's just numbing. It's just annoying. It just sucks. Yeah. Like the games are boring. They're shitty and nothing looks fun. And it's just, I wish they would just fire this fucking guy already. Just fire him. The fucking Super Bowl winning coach, 10-time playoff coach got fired mid-season. Fucking Todd Bowles still has a job.
But in the Jets building, like retired games are shitty. Boring.
The Jets were beating the Titans for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Without Sam Darnold.
So let's look at our stat line, by the way, on that, because we were winning. But let's look at that. Let's get an idea of what the Jets did today in that game. First quarter, 10 points. Okay. Sounds like a touchdown happened. Well, it did. It was a defensive touchdown. And then the second quarter, 6 points. That sounds like 2 field goals. Third quarter, 6 points. Yeah, it's another 2 field goals. Fourth quarter, 0 points. So like literally our offense did nothing that day.
Yeah.
Like the only touchdown we scored was a defensive touchdown, which is great. I mean, obviously, I'm happy about that. It was Tremaine Johnson too, who we spent a lot of money on, so that's cool. But like, our offense does nothing, and which is why, because I mentioned this. I mentioned this last week. There is just deep inside me a pain, just a dark, cold heart. And it's hardened from the pain of 8 straight years of defensive players in the first round. And Nick Bosa might be a fucking god, but I don't know, man. There is something deep inside me that is telling me, not again. I have seen too many of these fucking games where our offense does literally nothing all game.
But
I just can't handle it anymore.
But Rob, this is where someone would say, well, who cares what kind of points they got as long as they're ahead?
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Well, it's like and having a bad offense is one thing, but like it contributes to the defense like being on the field longer, because you just go 3 and out and they're like, oh, we got to go out there again. Then they get worn down and then they start giving up big plays.
Yeah. I mean, the Jags aren't the number 1 defense in football this year, and they have mostly the same players on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sneaking suspicion it might be because the offense is sputtering a lot and the defense has to be on the field more.
Yeah. It's one thing if you can like have an average offense where it's like, all right, they at least score some points, they go up and down the field, give them some time, but like just constant 3 and outs, which has been like a Packer thing too. Like it just you get the ball back 3 and out, and you're like, well, that's it. That's it. Yep. All right.
Into that drive. Yeah.
For the record, Rob was alone picking the Jets.
Yeah. I mean,
sorry, Rob.
I still have to do it. It's just it just hurts, man. But on the bright side,
where you and I differ, because I can and will pick against the Bucks.
On the very bright side, this loss secured the 3rd overall pick for us so far, so that's wonderful. We still have a shot at the number 1 if we lose out, so I'm hoping that we do.
We did you a favor with the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. Well, then you can't complain about the lack of production if you're looking to lose out. Then, Rob,
I'm going to be honest.
I hope that you
complain about the lack
on that.
I'm still going to complain about the lack of production because it looks like our coach doesn't give a single fucking shit, and it doesn't look like the organization gives a shit that we're losing either. It seems like the organization just does not care about the fan base whatsoever. So, honestly, I feel perfectly comfortable shitting on them, but also pretty happy that we've got a tank commander. So it's simultaneous, Because the thing is, this year wasn't supposed to be a fucking tank.
Yeah. Because last year, I think the Jets, they didn't even look too bad last year. Like they looked like they just needed a quarterback and like a couple things.
It was built as a rebuilding year last year for the Jets.
Yeah. So now they just, they need some more stuff.
Like we weren't expecting to like win a lot of games or anything. I said at the beginning of this podcast, like there's an off chance we make the playoffs this year. Boy, was I wrong. But but like, this year was supposed to give us hope, right? Like that was supposed to be the idea this year. We're supposed to lose in tough losses. We've literally, there was a stat on the Jets subreddit. I mean, this was probably the closest loss that we've had, because the only wins that we've had, we've blown the other team out, and the only losses that we've had, we've gotten fucking blown out. It's just, there's no hope here. It's just bad all around. It's just bad. Our team looks like the least talented team in football.
Yeah,
there's a few bright spots, but like there's like 4 of them.
Final question, Rob: would you or would you not take Mike McCarthy as a coach?
I would take Mike McCarthy as a coach. I would be less. That would be a less than ideal situation in my mind. But at the same time, I'm not an NFL GM. I'm just some fucking dude in his underwear talking about sports right now.
Well,
so like,
thank God he's wearing underwear.
Yeah. I think it'd be a good fit. Like he's already shown he's good with like helping quarterbacks. It's just he's not good at helping quarterbacks already established, trying to coach him.
Imagine if he had someone who's experienced like McCarthy molding Darnold.
No, I agree. I mean, like Mike McCarthy, people forget, is still like basically credited for fixing Aaron Rodgers because, there was a reason that he dropped in his draft and he still remembers that. And there was a reason that he didn't play for a while. And it wasn't just because they had Brett Favre. It was because his throwing motion was wonky and fucked up and he was a little uncoachable, right? Yeah. Coming out of college. And Mike McCarthy, like, as soon as he started actually taking snaps, his throwing motion looks fucking amazing and has for years. And Mike McCarthy's largely credited for that. So, I mean, that is a huge bright spot if we end up getting Mike McCarthy. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the Jets ownership has previously shown that they scrape the bargain bin for coaches. So we'll see if they do that again.
I think Mike McCarthy might even go to Cleveland for Baker Mayfield.
So hell yeah. Go Browns.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I still like the guy. Yeah. He won a Super Bowl. Can't be mad at that.
I like how we spend like 40 minutes on the Jets.
Yeah, I know.
And the Packers. And then it's like, I guess we better just wrap up the rest of the podcast.
Sorry.
Right. I just listen. All right, we both had big things happen.
Traumatic
this week.
Experiences. It's over. There's time for rest and recovery, and you spend it by going to Reddit.
There's one more thing with the Jets is that, like, for the past several weeks, like Jamal Adams and a couple other players have been coming out and saying, like, it's not the coaching, it's us. Like, we need to play better. But this week, a couple of guys have already come out and said, like, yeah, everybody needs to step up, including the coaching. Like, I think that's what Quincy said. So, like, they're starting to really turn on this dude. And
that's usually the sign on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to hit.
Coach, actually, the writing on the wall. Coach.
We didn't need specifics here.
Just trying to help you out, Coach.
That's what happened.
The coach always knows.
The Seattle game too, because the Tramon Williams was like, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't have punted it 4th and 2," and then you're like, "Ooh, that's not boding too well." All right, well, hey, the lone winner of the week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's
out of all
right.
Our teams.
Coach Crendor, somehow the Buccaneers pulling off what I would consider an upset at Raymond James Stadium, beating the Carolina Panthers. Those Panthers, the ones that people thought were going to take the NFC South, are now still one game up on the Bucs, but at least the Bucs now have the tiebreaker. And I've got to eat a little bit of crow because I did pick the Panthers, and so did Rob and Bear. In fact, Coach was the only one to pick the Buccaneers, and you were right because the Bucs actually looked halfway decent in their red Twizzler outfits. I will say that Winston looked okay, but I still hope that he jumps into a probably raging, scorching, if you will, sized dumpster fire, Coach.
Yep.
And moves aside for someone that is not named Fitzpatrick. I would still rather go with Fitzpatrick over Winston, but at the end of the day, you know what? The Bucs get a win. They surprised everybody. Still now at least bringing a little bit more claim to fame of their one and only one on the side of the Saints. Getting that big win over them, so things are looking up, Coach.
Bucs are on track to finish right in the 8-8, 7-9 category.
I was gonna say that's like classic Jets season of like just mediocre enough to fuck yourself out of a good draft pick.
I think that's the problem with the Bucs too, is they've kind of been here for a while as well, so they're just waiting that point. Like, all right, this is the playoff year. This is where we kind of tip the scale a little bit and head into the playoffs.
Playoffs? The Buccaneers in the playoffs, Coach? That hasn't happened in years, in a decade, actually.
Yeah.
We don't make the playoffs. We convince people that come on down to Raymond James Stadium. We've got a pirate ship.
That's true.
And sometimes a football team that sometimes wins, but most.
I mean, it is pretty dope when the cannons go off. When you
fire the cannons. And you gotta. I don't know if you guys know who Gene Deckerhoff is, but he is, in my opinion, I might be slightly biased, but I think that he's probably the best radio announcer for the NFL, because he does local Tampa games. And he's real good. If you look up any of the Gene, just go to YouTube and type Gene Deckerhoff calls, and you'll find some of the greatest. Probably his most memorable one was when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got their very first return kick for a touchdown. That one is.
Oh, I
pretty
think
memorable.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah. But he's a legend in the Tampa Bay area for just his voice and his overall enthusiasm. But I mean, if we finish 8-8, I'm gonna be more upset than if we finished like 5-11.
Yeah.
Because 8-8 just doesn't do anything. It's just spinning the tires at that point.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be a year that the Buccaneers were gonna really prove that we belong at the top of the South. Like,
and then Jameis Winston came along.
yeah, and then he came around and Ubered a couple of times, and next thing you know, we had Ryan just got out of GTA 4 Fitzpatrick, looking great and getting everyone excited. I'm not going to say that I wasn't excited for the beginning of the season. It was great. People were riding the Bucs train, and it felt great for once. I know Rob knows what that feels like for one every 10 years. Feels
it's
great,
magic, dude.
when the Jets are on top, people are talking about them. You see your team at the top of the division, Coach. You have no idea how good that feels, Coach.
It would probably
being at
feel
our
as good
level,
as,
that feels great.
Drafting Derwin James, potential rookie of the year.
But who would have thought? That going into Week 14, the Bucs would have a better record than the Packers, Coach?
That is kind of crazy. You're right.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought
really.
That.
So
I wouldn't have thought that for most of this season,
yeah.
let alone like at the beginning of the season.
Now, to be fair, we probably would have the same record if the Minnesota Viking Packer game was played during this week, so that the Clay Matthews sack wouldn't have been a pass interference, and we would have time to be 5-7 as well. So yeah,
But-
this is
yeah, there you go, Coach. So that's gonna do it here from Tampa. Back up to the studio with you and Rob.
Hey, thank you very much. By the way, Panthers have lost 5 straight, I believe.
Yeah, screw the
That
Panthers.
is what's going on. Cam Newton, 4 interceptions. Cam Newton doesn't look good.
Did you see the size of his fro?
Does he have a fro now?
Oh my God, he's got like he looks like Groot.
He does
Straight
he does
up
look like Groot.
Looks like Groot. He
Dude.
like Cam Newton is Groot.
Cam Newton always has the best outfits after for press conferences, and it's amazing.
I think Clinton Portis probably has him beat there, but
Mm.
I've never liked Cam. He's always been a douchebag. I'm glad that he never got.
I mean, you might be
Like-
a little biased being in your division, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even in college, I thought he was a douchebag. But
yeah.
Can
Can I
Christian
also
McCaffrey,
just say,
though, is,
yeah,
like, crazy.
can I? Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Christian McCaffrey is a fucking god in fantasy, and I love him.
Yeah.
He's amazing. I am so glad I picked him up this year. So good.
Man, I would have loved to have Christian McCaffrey on my team instead of maybe Kareem Hunt who gets cut, or Leonard Fournette who
Well,
just
hey,
gets
now,
injured, or
Coach, I think
Devontae Freeman on the IR.
pretty sure you got some mileage out of Hunt. I'm just saying.
I did get
Yeah.
some mileage out of him, so
You can't really complain
Yeah.
with how your
that's
season went
yeah,
there.
it's fine. It's fine.
You can't complain until you're in my position and somehow still lose to Rob.
Yeah.
By quite a lot. I should
But
mention.
yeah. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, I did my part this week. I destroyed NG's Wolfpack actually by like double his score. It was
Yeah,
like
it
a
was
70-point differential
It
for
was
the.
148 to 78.
Yeah, that's my second straight week of a 70-point plus win. And I will be missing the playoffs. So that is very, very exciting. Take a look at the standings here. I scored 1,665 points, which is actually the most by any non-playoff team, as well as more than some of the playoff teams making it into the playoffs. So it's just kind of fun.
You know,
you sound
you
a
did.
little salty there, Coach.
Speaking as a person who did sneak into the playoffs, I do got to mention though, I have a positive record, and yours isn't positive.
Yeah. It actually is a lot of my fault. 'Cause there was one week, there's like a couple weeks where like all I had to do was play like Cooper Kupp, and I would have won, and I didn't play him. So it's a little bit of mismanagement here and there. It all adds up at the end.
It was a good attempt. I should mention that Krendor's 148 points came after not getting any points from Matt Lacoste. What happened there, Coach? You could have picked up a dead dog on the side of the road and got the same points.
The previous week he had 12, so I assumed, hey, he's probably on the rise. He was not. He was not on the rise at all. So anyway, you know what? Overall, I did better than last year, where I finished last place.
Yeah, you were.
And it was garbage.
You were very bad last year, Coach.
Yeah. Next year, I've completed my growth period. Now I'll just be first place, stomping everyone. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Either way, that was the Bucks Panthers. Panthers not looking too good. Cam Newton, you see his end of the game Hail Mary throws? They couldn't even make it to the end zone.
Yeah, they brought in.
They substituted. What's his name for
Heinicke?
Heinicke.
Yeah. It's kind of sad.
Yeah,
obviously his shoulder's bothering him.
It could be that, but also like it was a long pass, like it was like 70 yards, so he might just not be able to throw it that far. It's possible. I don't know.
Well, apparently he had shoulder surgery in the offseason or something.
Oh, really?
I think that does tie into it.
They were doing that with Andrew Luck earlier this year too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
we'll see.
You never know. He threw 4 picks though. So
yeah, that's not good.
That's not a good look. He was asked after the game, like, what happened on his second pick, and he was like, you know what's sad is that you don't even remember which one you're talking about. Yeah,
well,
really yikes moment
glad
there.
That's not my quarterback. All right. Moving on to an upset. Cowboys beat the Saints on Thursday night.
Yo.
Kind of crazy.
It was seriously crazy.
So my theory is the Saints had a short week. They had to travel to Texas, and they just didn't care.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, we can take the game off. We'll get extra rest. You rest a week and a half. Like, we can afford a loss. We'll probably, win out. We'll probably still get a bye week. So they're probably just like, whatever.
It could be, but it did look like Dallas was playing exceptional defense. Like, it really did look that way.
Like, they're still good. I can't imagine the Saints scoring like 40 points like over and over and over, and then just get this game just being like, damn, the Dallas defense just shut us down. Like, I think the Cowboys have a good defense, but I don't think they have like a top tier shut down Drew Brees and the 40+ point Saints defense.
Dude, in general, like I remember when the Rams Chiefs games happened, and then everyone on the internet was like, "Oh, the world is ending. How can defense be saved in the NFL? How could it possibly?" And then, the past couple of weeks, like Chiefs haven't looked as hot, Rams haven't looked as hot, Chargers lost a couple games, Saints just lost. They scored 10 points. So I think defense is officially not dead yet.
I think that this game just didn't matter, and New Orleans just said, yeah, if we win, that's fine, but who cares?
Yeah. I normally I wouldn't say that, but like usually the short week games, it's like the teams don't want to go full.
Which, by the way, I do not blame them for feeling that way at all, because that's complete total BS.
Yeah,
I hate short weeks. As someone who played football, I absolutely hate it. I think it's ridiculous. Thursday Night Football should just be gone. The international games should be gone. Get rid of the Pro Bowl. Just get rid of all that.
I wouldn't say personally, I wouldn't get rid of the Thursday night games, but I would just schedule them after bye weeks. If they're going to be on a Thursday night game, schedule them after a bye,
it should be after a bye week or playing in your own time zone.
Right.
Like divisional games or something.
Yeah, like because I agree. It's silly. Like the Jets this year played 3 games in 11 days. That's stupid. Like you can't do that with American football. Like you can do that with baseball. That's fine, but like not with American football.
Well, I mean, last season, or maybe it was last season, where the Bucks got screwed because their bye week got canceled by something. So the NFL moved.
Yeah.
The NFL moved up the Bucks bye week to like week 3, and then it was just a straight season from there on out. And like so many people got injured last season because of it. It's just I don't know. I think they should totally get rid of just Thursday night games. Should just be gone. Monday night is fine because it's. I mean, you're talking about the difference of a short week with 6 days versus a short week with like 4. At that point, like they just should not do that. And then everyone gets upset, like, oh, so and so's injured. Like it's a big mystery. It's like Yeah, you're not getting the guys. They've got no days off. I mean,
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to stick up for the Saints at all because I freaking hate the Saints. But I'm just saying, in general, I think that short weeks should just not exist. Period, because it's total bullcrap.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you. Yeah.
I like the bye week idea. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
you should
that's
have a
the
bye
only
week before.
that's the only
Definitely.
tenable solution that I've heard.
Most teams don't play more than one Thursday. I don't think has there been a single
only
team
play
that's
one.
going to play more than yeah.
No, you only play one.
You only play one Thursday night game, so it should if you're going to do it, then just schedule it after the bye week. You know,
But
that's,
where it's crap is when the NFL tries to do this flex scheduling BS.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because one game is like clearly going to be way more marquee than the other. Like they're not going to televise Jets versus Titans, but they'll televise like
Right.
Packers versus Patriots, that sort of thing. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Shit,
yeah.
dude.
So and I believe that everyone picked the Cowboys or the Saints to win. I believe.
Yeah.
I think we all did.
Yeah. Everyone did.
Dude, they looked mortal. They looked mortal today.
Yeah. By the
But
way,
again, I argue they were just phoning it in.
Yeah.
flashing back to the Panthers. Panthers apparently got a lot of injuries too. Like Greg Olson's injured, Torrey Smith's out. So they got a lot of injuries too. But like every team's got injuries at this point.
At this point in the season, yeah.
Like the Ravens, Lamar Jackson actually got hurt this game, I think, and then he came back in or something. Robert Griffin had 4 plays.
Yeah, dude.
Good old RG3.
I would love to see him make a comeback in the league because that rookie year, man, was special. Like
He
it
was
was
supposed to be the new Vic.
Yeah, he was good, and it's a shame all the things that went down there, but like it'd be great to see him make a comeback.
Yeah. And Ty Montgomery had 42 yards receiving, 13
good.
rushing yards. What do you know?
Those are called Jets and Buck stats, coach.
And
And
the
for
Ravens,
the record, all of us picked the Ravens over the Falcons.
yeah, the Ravens still won. Defense, Baltimore defense, just really good. Falcons, Matt Ryan only had 130 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
No running game. Ito Smith had 22 yards on 7 carries. Coleman had 8 yards on 6 carries.
How the mighty have fallen, with the Falcons, right? Like 2 years
Yeah.
ago, they were in the Super Bowl, and now
Yeah.
the best record they can have this year is 8-8.
We'll actually be playing them. It's a rematch of the 2 years ago championship game. And we're battling for draft picks. So that's fun.
Here's a sad stat for you because it came down to me playing Matt Ryan versus Baltimore or Matt Stafford versus the non-existent Rams defense. And we'll get to the Rams game in a moment, but after it was all said and done, Matt Stafford, despite having 4 sacks and only 1 touchdown, still outscored Matt Ryan by 1.5 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is my quarterbacks. If it was possible for me to play both my quarterbacks, I would have gotten a combined total of 12.64 points out of 2 starting quarterbacks, Rob.
Dude,
And Breeze got less than Stafford did.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is like I thought it was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna be out of the fucking playoffs in fantasy.
It should have, but then the rest of my whole team decided like, let's just take a big dump right here in the middle. My top scorer was the kicker, coach. It was the Houston kicker, got 21 points, coach. And then somehow, some way, Rob had the foresight enough to start Godchild freaking Myers over there in New Jersey. He got 19.
Yeah.
19 points to my 21 on my kicker, coach.
I'm telling you,
Ridiculous.
Jason Myers is having a crazy year, man. Vote for him in the Pro Bowl, by the way, everybody. You can do that at home.
Voting at screw football. I'm doing football.
Jason Myers scored 19. He actually scored more than Robert Woods, who caught a touchdown in the Rams game, by the way. That's how many fucking field goals he's kicked. And also, by the way, side note, like, I mean, obviously I don't want to go on too long about this, but like, the Packers for years have been like yelled at for they're wasting the prime years of a Hall of Fame quarterback. Can we talk about like Atlanta kind of wasting the prime years of Matt Ryan here? Because he's been very solid for a very long time. And
Is that some MVP type season? Didn't he win MVP though 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he won MVP. That year they went to the Super Bowl because they did have a crazy offense. I mean, he had 38 touchdowns to 7 picks that year. I mean, even this year right now. Yeah, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I know about the Super Bowl run because I had to play him twice.
Yeah. But he's got like
Yep.
70% completion percentage, 3,800 yards, 25 touchdowns, 5 picks. Like he's still having a good year. It's just like, man, that team is really
His
not.
only
doing it
weapon
for
is
him.
Julio Jones.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been
it.
like that for the last like 3 seasons.
Mhm.
Calvin Ridley's coming on up, but he's still a rookie, so he needs some
Yeah.
some time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, for the record, all of us picked the Saints, their coach, and then the Ravens. They beat the Falcons.
how about Giants Bears? The only one to pick the Giants. Here
yeah.
I am.
I mean,
Um,
I just don't know what kind of magic voodoo dust you're smoking over there, coach. The fact that you keep getting rewarded on these ridiculous calls is ridiculous. And you got
Now-
to teach us the ways, coach. You're the coach for a reason here.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Bears probably would have won if they had Trubisky in, but Chase
Yeah.
Daniel didn't play too bad.
He played pretty
Uh,
well for a guy that has never thrown a fucking pass forever in like
Yeah,
20 years.
He's a solid backup. That's what you want in a backup that keeps you in
Mhm.
the game, allows you to win when your starter's gone. But
I will say that the Bears did shoot themselves in the foot many times in that game.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an ugly game. The Bears did not look like a playoff contender in that game. I'm sorry, they just didn't.
Yeah.
But I think with Trubisky not being there, yeah, the
Mhm.
Trub as we like to call him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely hurt them. But they still should have won that game, and I still hate the fact that they didn't.
Well, they
'cause-
pulled off a crazy comeback. They were down 14,
Yeah.
and then they got a touchdown. Then they kicked the onside kick, and then they got another touchdown on that
it went
crazy
perfectly.
triple reverse play.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Tariq
And
Cohen
we were-
threw a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all talking about it in Discord when the game was happening live. We were like, "What is going on?" Like,
Yeah.
this is it. Literally could not have gone any more perfect for the Bears, and then they lost.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley ran him over.
Barkley, he's going to be.
Saquon
scary.
is the fucking truth, dude.
Look
Like,
out
so
for the
good.
Giants.
You know, like people were talking about him before the draft about how his jump cutting ability, and oh my god, when you see it in action, because he runs so low to the ground, his
Yeah.
knees are always bent, and then when he needs to juke somebody, it's like a Goku instant transmission. He just teleports to the other side.
We call it an ankle breaker, Rob.
No, but his jukes look different because it's a jump cut. It's not the same. It's
Yeah.
not just a regular it's not an agility cut. It's his thighs are so powerful that he's just blowing craters in the ground as he jumps to the side. It's he's gonna be a fucking beast.
Yeah, look
forever.
out!
Yeah.
Look out for the Giants in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they get a QB, man.
Yeah.
And I legitimately don't want to disrespect Eli. I don't think and Eli played pretty well this game, honestly.
Yeah,
And
did
he had
pretty
some
all
good
right.
shots too. But I mean, when they get a young everything,
Yeah.
they're Saquon is a monster.
Yeah. He right now only people running for more yards than Saquon are Todd Gurley and Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. And who's right behind them, by the way?
Yeah, Philip Lindsay.
Philip fucking Lindsay, boys. Undrafted third most yards in the league. No, fourth most yards in the league right now.
It's
And
crazy.
he's got
seeing that.
8 touchdowns. It's crazy.
He actually
Undrafted.
averages the most yards per attempt at 6.1 with Aaron Jones 5.7. Maybe Aaron Jones could ball more. So yeah, crazy win by the Giants. But I think the Bears will bounce back. Giants will probably
Yeah,
lose a few more.
Trubisky should be back next week, I think. So
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. Bills Dolphins. Dolphins beat the Bills, but man,
Everyone
Bills,
was cheering for the Bills, coach.
the Bills had so many opportunities.
Yeah.
The biggest one being the game ender, where Josh Allen escaped a sack, ran around, made some Aaron Rodgers-like moves, threw the ball to Charles Clay in the end zone, wide open. Ball hit him in the chest, and he dropped it.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
That was a Bills play.
like I said, I'm a Josh Allen doubter, but sometimes, man, that guy, like that play, if you go back and watch that, he's running around. He looks like fucking Brett Favre out there. He looks like Fran Tarkenton. He ran to like the left side of the field and ran all the way back to the right and like back to the left and shit, dodging people. It's like that's some serious talent, honestly.
Yeah. If they get him like a few more wide receivers and an offensive line, like a couple more offensive linemen, like that could be a good offense.
And a couple of tires to hang from a tree so that he can learn how to hit a target.
Yeah, that could help a little bit. He can hurdle a man.
He doesn't need a man.
Targets.
Hurdled a man.
But for the record, only Bear picked the Dolphins.
Yeah. And hey, again, I should mention Ryan Tannehill, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 103 rating, and he scored 3 touchdowns. He has only 137 yards on the day.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Ryan
Tannehill, man, gets more disrespect than he deserves, honestly.
Yeah, he does.
My opinion.
We're gonna be hearing a Drew Brees-esque type. He's underrated.
Oh by the way, Josh Allen ran for 135 yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Josh Lamar Jackson Allen.
That was without hurdling a man.
Yeah. Whew. So yeah, I think the Bills are definitely on the rise. I think they're going in the right direction. And the Dolphins, I don't really know. The Dolphins almost feel like the Bucks in a way, like a more balanced out Bucks team.
Excuse me, Coach. I take offense to that. The Buccaneers are way worse than the Dolphins.
All right, sorry. It's.
I think the Dolphins' biggest flaw, and I say this as an AFC East fan, is that they're just kind of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're having a pretty decent season, 6-6, right? Like they're at 500. Yeah. Ryan Tannehill looks good in the games that he's played.
They kind of feel like the Redskins.
Yeah, I don't care about the Dolphins at all. Like there's not a part of me that cares.
Or actually, like they're like the Lions.
Yeah,
they're a lot like the Lions.
There's no excitement there.
Yeah, like even in the NFC, it's one of those things. Was like, the Bears are back again. Oh, the Vikings, and then it was like the Lions, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Lions. So they're still there.
Okay. They're there, yeah.
Do they even have a football team anymore?
Yeah, that's kind of like the Dolphins. They're just kind of always there. Like, hey guys, we're still a football team. We can beat you sometimes.
We'll throw 3 touchdowns too. See, we're cool.
Those pesky Dolphins. So yeah, that's the AFC East.
Yep.
So moving on, the AFC South. Woo, the Jaguars, Colts.
Dinger, Coach.
6-0. What a game. Is this like 1960 with the
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
It's like 1910.
Let's see. So the Jaguars, I didn't even look at this game because I didn't want to.
Trust me, you didn't miss much, Coach.
Cody Kessler, 18 of 24, 150 yards. Carlos Hyde, 13 carries, 36 yards. I guess. Leonard Fournette was suspended. That's what happened. TJ Yeldon, 49 receiving yards. Oh my God, this offense is so bad.
Yeah.
And then the Colts, Andrew Luck, 33 of 52, 248 yards, 1 interception. Like that feels like they should have gotten points.
Yeah. I mean, that's like an insane, like, to put this into perspective, they had 16 rushing plays, which means that like that's insane. That's a horrible balance.
Yeah.
Like the same amount of rushing plays Mike McCarthy used to run.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's got to be the reason they lost that game, right? Like they were just throwing too much.
Yeah.
But who do they have? They have no one to run the ball.
Well, I mean, they've had a don't they have a decent rushing attack this year?
They have Marlon Mack.
No, they don't.
Marlon Mack, let's see, what's his stats? He gets he averages like 4.5 yards a carry, but he also only has 941 yards.
Yeah.
Well, he gets like 61 yards, 85 yards, 27 yards. So he's okay. He's not gonna make.
I mean, he's got 5 yards per carry on the year. Like that's pretty good. You know, I mean, he obviously wasn't doing anything in this game, but even so,
yeah. But the
Might
Colts
be-
defense actually been getting better too.
The ugliest game I think we've seen this
Oh,
season.
yeah. Leave it to the AFC South
Yep.
for some ugly football. Eric Ebron's like revitalized his career. He's going
Yeah,
crazy.
it really has.
And for the record, all four of us picked the Colts.
Yeah.
That's a very surprising loss, especially
is pretty
since they got
surprising.
shut out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse than the Jaguars, then we get the Colts. Which it doesn't make any sense because like the Colts coming out of last week were looking like, oh, we might
5
actually
straight
have
wins. Yeah.
we might actually have someone who can contend with the Texans and the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Danico Autry, defensive tackle for the Colts, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 7 tackles.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
insane numbers. Because I saw that and I was like, who is this guy? Like,
Yeah,
what?
that's a fucking hell of a stat line, dude.
Yeah.
It's like some Khalil Mack shit right there.
Yeah. Seriously. And he's prior to this game, he'd had 3 sacks all year combined.
Wow.
And no forced fumbles. So seems like a breakout game for him, or just,
Really,
one and
what,
done back
what
to
Coach Granger was
mediocrity.
trying to tell you is just start anyone who's going up against either one of these teams.
Yeah. Well, the Colts also have like a possible rookie of the year in Darius Leonard. 122 tackles, 6 sacks, an interception.
Wow.
And he's a second-round rookie linebacker. Like, the
Yeah.
dude's crazy.
122
That's like
tackles.
Urlacher numbers.
Yeah, that's end of the year numbers. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, I think he's like at the top of tackles right now, or like in the top.
that's wild.
Yeah, so he's part of the reason the Colts are where they even are right now.
Mm.
But they lost 6-0 to the party boat Jaguars, who did not go on the party boat this week. Good job.
Again,
Would you look at that?
The Colts coming out of last week were in the discussion of, man, they could do something.
I mean, I think they still are in that discussion, but that's a pretty wild loss.
Hey, how about the Jaguars defense? They've last 2
Yeah.
weeks they shut down Roethlisberger. They could have won that game if they would have stopped him on the final play. Now they shut out the Colts. I think they're getting back in form.
Yeah, kind of turning around a little bit.
Yeah, but they're not going to make the playoffs. So it doesn't
No,
matter.
they're not. They're still the Jaguars, coach.
Yeah.
If I'm a Jags
Um,
fan, I'm kind of hoping that they don't turn it around so you could get Justin Herbert.
Oh yeah, you're true. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice for them. Anything would be nice for them at
Yeah.
quarterback, actually. Next up, Browns Texans. Wow.
Go Browns.
Go
Go
Browns.
Browns.
But
They lost.
wow, the Texans are really good.
Yeah.
Like really good.
Look, we all knew the Browns were not going to win this game, but we picked them
Yeah.
anyway because
Yeah.
we're on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're gonna have your bumps in the road. Mayfield 3
Yeah.
picks, 1 TD.
Yeah.
Still had 400 yards.
Looked like a rookie day for him.
Yeah.
A
But-
good rookie day at that. But
Yeah, I mean, 400 yards is nothing to sneeze at. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
against that Texans defense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But they were just outplayed on defense. They were just completely outplayed.
Yeah.
Texans defense, is really good. They got J.J. Watt still.
He's a monster.
Andre Hall had a pick. Zach Cunningham had a pick. They got Kareem Jackson. They got the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. This is the team with Kaimi Fairbairn.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Have you seen his full name?
Yes, I think I looked it up the one
Yeah,
week.
we try reading it one episode. I believe.
we?
yeah.
I forgot. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, pop that in the old private text.
In fact, Rob, you were the one who tried to read it.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's all blackout to him. He's got nothing. Anything past like 4 days.
Yo, by the way, side note, I just remembered DeAndre Hopkins is a fucking god.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like he had like every time, every game he has highlight catches, man.
Yeah, like one hand behind the back. Like,
Oh.
it's like insane.
He's crazy good.
He's
It's
never had a
stupid.
quarterback, and now he does.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Lamar Miller too, 103 yards, 19 carries. Like
Mhm.
Alfred Blue is 54 carries. They're averaging 4 yards a carry. So I mean, they got like a good 1-2 punch with Miller and Blue.
Dude,
So just-
legitimately, like I know like there's an obvious talk about who's the top teams and who's gonna win the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Texans there. Like they're
Yeah.
looking really good, especially if they have a healthy Watson going into the playoffs.
And I mean, their upcoming games, they're Colts, Jets, Eagles, Jaguars. Those are all
They have a-
winnable games.
They have a soft
Yeah.
schedule for the rest. They've gotten through all the hard parts. Do you realize what will happen to the city of Houston if the Texans get into the Super Bowl, Rob?
Yeah,
Are you trying to wish death upon me? Because this entire city will explode.
And now some of these wins, you go back and look at them, like they only lost to the Patriots by a touchdown.
Yep.
They barely lost to the Titans. They lost to the Giants. Now the Giants are actually looking all right. They lost to the Broncos, who they beat the Broncos by 2 points. That's looking like a better win now that Broncos are heating up.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Cowboys in overtime. Cowboys have looked better. So it's like, you look back
Colts
at some
too?
of these. Yeah, the Colts have beaten overtime. So it's one of those. Although that game, Colts.
Yeah.
That was just a bad game. I just remembered that. It like shot back into my memory.
They even beat the Redskins a couple weeks ago, and the Redskins a couple weeks ago when they had Alex Smith was a pretty good team.
Yeah. So I mean,
Although fuck them, but
yeah. So that's what, Texans looking pretty good.
Yeah, man.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I suppose I have to admit that they're good, but I still don't like them.
Yeah. That's how I feel about the Bears. Don't worry.
It's like,
I'm just like, God, it's Bears.
You know
Bear
how
down, Chicago Bears.
as soon as one team in the AFC East that isn't the Patriots has a good team, everyone else is gonna be so fucking jealous. It's gonna be the worst. Like we're gonna fucking hate each other.
Oh yeah,
man.
God, I
There
still
you
get
go.
like war flashbacks. Remember 2007? Went to the Bears-Packers game, Soldier Field. It was windy, like 40-mile-an-hour winds, cold. Packers got blown out, even though the Packers were really good that year. It's Brett Favre's like goodbye tour. Just sitting there in the cold, surrounded by Bears fans, just like that's like kill me.
Stop Bears. Stop Bears.
All right, moving on. We got Broncos beat the Bengals. Bengals are sad, very sad.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say the Bengals are approaching last place in the NFL territory. Like, I think the Cardinals could beat them.
I wouldn't be surprised right now.
I mean, of
Dalton's
course,
out.
like you would think that the Cardinals are going to beat them, coach. They just gotta-
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Dalton's out. AJ Green's been out. Like, they've got defensive problems, offense. Like, everything's just bad with the Bengals. They need to fire Marvin Lewis. Like,
I
that's
don't know
another
how
guy
the
who
hell
needs
he
to go.
still has a job. It's just
I don't
amazing.
either. It's insane. He hasn't won a playoff game.
It's just
Yeah.
like, how can one team make so many? I'm speaking as a Jets fan, by the way.
Yeah.
How can one team make so many bad coaching decisions in a row? This is the team that immediately picked up Hugh Jackson after he got fired out of Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he is currently being spoken about as possibly taking over the reins after Marvin Lewis goes down this year. What the fuck? What? How does this happen?
Can I just say that I think we all agree that thank God we're Browns fans and not Bengals fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dude, it is. Marvin Lewis became the coach of the Bengals in 2003.
Yeah.
I wasn't even in high school yet. That's insane. And
Yeah.
he's been the coach to
Ever
this day.
Yeah,
I didn't
And they've
watch
never
football
won.
for another like 5 years.
They've never won a playoff game, coach.
Marvin
I-
Lewis is just, he's almost like Jeff Fisher, except Jeff Fisher's actually won in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know, man.
why is he there? He hasn't even finished above 500 the last 3 years.
Yeah,
He's going to the right
including this
parties
year.
and talking to the right people, coach. He's browning the right noses.
Yeah.
But for the record, for the Broncos and Bengals, everyone picked the Broncos except for Bear Taffy.
Classic. He must have not known that Jeff Driscoll was the QB.
yeah, he probably did.
Although I should mention that I don't know when Bear submitted these picks, so
He
He
probably
He put him in
he could have
Discord.
submitted them after the games for all we know. I don't
I
know
think
what
he
he
put
did.
him in Discord.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
We were too
Unless
busy
I'm
talking
crazy.
about someone hurdling a man. So.
Yeah, probably. Rams beat the Lions. That was another sad game. Isn't really worth watching.
Everyone on Rams there.
Yeah.
Everyone Rams. God, Lions. It's just another sad. It's literally just the Dolphins. They just kind of sit in mediocrity, then they get bad, and it kind of is like, sorry, Lions.
It feels so weird because they've got Matt Stafford, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that guy should be, you know, giving him a chance to win.
Yeah.
Can I also say that they have a guy named Levine Toilolo, and I love saying his name, and it's
Levine
awesome.
Toilolo.
Toilolo. That's Toilolo with the catch.
I mean, it's no haha Clinton Dix, but it's close.
Yeah. By the way, how good does that haha trade look again?
Yeah,
I know.
You
keep letting us know, Coach. You keep
love
on
it.
banging
Listen,
about it.
all I'm saying is people were like, "Why they do it?" And now it's like, guys, we have a 4th round draft pick from a tanking Redskins team right now. That's like essentially a late 3rd by the end of the season if they keep doing this. So like, and haha wasn't gonna resign. Boom, bang, bam.
Yeah,
I didn't know that LeGarrette Blount went to the Lions.
Yeah, that was
With,
supposed
Matt
to mean
Patricia.
that they were going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
That's what that was supposed to mean.
Yeah, it was after he left Tampa, any team that he goes on.
Yeah.
Then Cardinals. Oh yeah, we've covered that one. Chiefs beat the Raiders.
Wait, what was the Cardinals?
Yeah, we can go. We can skip over that.
I-
Hey,
I
it
was,
was actually a very happy loss. It got me what I wanted.
Yeah.
I will
was a happy
gladly
little
take
loss.
that. And here's the thing: if we win out, 22% chance of making the playoffs, guys. We're not eliminated yet.
Here we go.
You're saying there's a
22%.
chance?
Moving on.
Moving on. Chiefs beat the Raiders, but it's actually a really close game, which is weird.
Yeah. The Chiefs defense, man, is a serious
It's bad.
flaw.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
real
be
bad.
their Achilles heel come
Yeah.
playoff time.
Yeah,
It's
because
bad.
when they go up against someone who actually has a defense like Houston or
Or
really
even- Let's be honest, the Cowboys could be in the playoffs. I mean, obviously they wouldn't be playing the Chiefs
Well,
since they're in different conferences, but
I'm just sticking to AFC, Rob.
Right,
No,
right,
even
right,
just
but-
think of all the AFC teams. The Ravens could shut them down. The Patriots have beat them before. The Texans could beat them. Every team that would be going into the playoffs could probably shut the Chiefs down, especially in a playoff game situation.
I'm gonna say it. I think that if it came down to it again, I think that the Chargers would beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think they could
maybe.
too.
I think the
Yeah.
Chargers have a better defense than the Chiefs.
They
Yeah.
do, but they don't have Melvin Gordon right now, so I wouldn't
But I'm
put them-
saying in a perfect scenario, like if it was the healthy defense versus the healthy offense, I'm almost willing to bet against the Chiefs if they go up against the Chargers.
It's more of a toss up than we imagined it would have been at the start of the year.
Yeah, because we thought we weren't expecting anything for the Chargers. I mean,
Yeah.
and they've proven time and time again that like they are another team that you should at least be in the discussion of the AFC West, and they're looking.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They're doing the usual Charger thing, which is just like shellacking everybody, having a couple of close wins, and then they get to the playoffs, and then it just all falls apart.
Yeah.
It happens every time with the Chargers.
Yeah.
And I'll just say it too, like the Chiefs are going to need to figure out their running attack in the coming weeks because Kareem Hunt's gone, and I think that was I just as an aside, I think that was a good and respectable decision by the Chiefs front office.
Except it happened in February.
There's even more coming out where he beat somebody up at a club with other people, and there's another thing. Yeah, so it's better to just move on from that.
Yeah. But they, that is going to be something that I'm assuming that they're going to address in the offseason, but that could be a factor going into their future games.
That's a big loss.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a big loss. And Tyreek Hill is also probably not going to be there anymore. I'm surprised.
Really?
Well, didn't he come out as he also had a domestic violence issue?
I
actually
announced right before the game.
I don't even know. I actually don't know the full story on Tyreek Hill, but that was in college.
Yeah, it was in
Really?
college.
Oh, it was in
That's
college.
actually why he fell to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because of that. And people say apparently he's talked about it, and he says he's changed and stuff. We don't know. I'd like to think he's changed just because it's like a nice story of like, hey, he changed and got better as a person. But, it's one of those things where it's like Adrian Peterson probably got better, right, guys? And then you're like, hey, I only hit my kid once this year.
Multi-millionaires. Change for anybody.
Actually, speaking of Tyreek Hill, though, he had 1 reception for 13 yards.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. I am well aware of that.
I'm well aware of that as well.
Star players, pulling up a big old goose egg, 6 points. Tyreek Hill actually was the second lowest scoring person on my team, second lowest only to the lowly Chicago Bears defense.
Hey, you want to trade him to me for the playoffs?
Nope. Nope. I'm hoping that your team just loses in the first round, Rob.
Just one
because
of those
you got gifted a
teams.
playoff. You got gifted a playoff spot.
I did not.
By my team
I got
going out in the middle of the field, dropping the jock straps, and just taking a big old fat deuce. Right
I'll
there.
have you know, Mister. I got 7 fucking wins on the year, Mister 4-9.
Gifted.
I'll have you know, it was watching that fantasy thing play out. It's kind of like you're a Jets fan in 2010.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're just watching. You're just watching. You're like, guys, we're looking pretty good. And then they're like, yeah, but some other teams are doing a little better. So
as much as it is silly to say, it was even worse for the Jets in 2015. Because the reason that we didn't go to the fucking playoffs is because we lost in week 17. Thanks, Todd Bowles. We lost to the Rex Ryan Bills, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Who were already way out of the playoffs that year. So that's
Was that the year where the Bills and Jets had their like green and red uniforms? It was just like Christmas lights playing.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah.
That was something.
Yeah.
Anyway, how about Raiders? They had Derek Carr, 3 touchdowns, almost 300 yards. Jalen Richard, 95 yards, 6 carries. Doug
coming
Martin,
off a win too, by the way, before this game.
Even like look at Jared Cook, 100 yards, 1 TD. Jordy Nelson, 97 yards. Jordy,
hey man, the Chiefs defense may be bad, but keeping up with the Chiefs is still an accomplishment. I think.
I think so too. Imagine if they had Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack. That would have been so good.
Imagine that would have been great.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do? Let's see. Moving on, we had 49ers get blown out by the Seahawks.
Every one of us picked the Seahawks in that one, Coach.
Yep. I know we had some Seahawks fans be like, "You guys don't talk about the Seahawks." Somebody was like, "He did a front flip. The Carson did a front flip. You guys didn't even mention it." I'm like, listen, I'm biased against the Seahawks. I don't like them. But okay, the front flip was cool. I'll give him that. I'm just, I'm biased. I don't like them. We keep losing to them in important situations, and it's probably cost us a Super Bowl trophy for Aaron Rodgers.
Look, you can't beat Coach's team without the little ire coming at you here on the podcast. He's the coach after all. You go against the coach, you're gonna have a bad time.
By the way, similarly to whoever else I mentioned earlier, but like Russell Wilson, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, and only 185 yards. Like that's it. Yeah. That's all he threw for.
11 completions.
Yeah.
And 4 of them were touchdowns.
4 of them were touchdowns.
That's a crazy stat. That's almost half that's like a third of your passes touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Russell Wilson is also a little bit underrated. Is all I'm saying. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I will say that Russell Wilson, I think, is a really good quarterback.
Russell
Wilson's good.
Yeah, he's very like once the old guys pop out of the league, he's definitely going to be in that like top 3 elite group. I think.
Yeah. Once the old guys.
Well, yeah, like
once the old guys fall.
Yeah.
You dang kids, get off my football lawn.
Nice. You forgot to mention Nick Mullins, 30 of 48, 400 yards, 2 TDs, and a pick.
On fire.
Dude, what if Nick Mullins just like leaves the 49ers this season? Goes to like, I don't know.
The Packers?
Well, there's some teams. What if he went to the Jaguars? I'd watch the Nick
Yeah?
Mullins Jaguars. That'd be pretty cool.
I can't believe you're not even mentioning the Bucks, coach.
He could go to the Bucks.
Have you guys seen his profile picture on ESPN?
No.
Oh, it is Jimmy Garoppolo. This man is not, is all I'll say. Look, I posted it in private text. Look at his picture.
He looks like he looks
He looks like
God.
someone who like forgot to take off a bird mask.
he looks like
For
a jockey,
Halloween.
like a horse jockey, but
Yeah.
plastered onto a jock's face.
He looks like one of those guys that was like, well, fuck science. I'm gonna look right into that eclipse.
Yeah,
Fuck the science.
but it scarred him to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that face he was born with. What a loser.
What a loser!
Hey
Idiot.
man, this guy, even though he's a late round pick, he's still making fucking millions of dollars. He can
Yeah.
take a little heat.
Yeah,
Nick Mullins is making millions of dollars?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's what is,
He'll probably
it's
get
like,
a decent contract.
was he undrafted or was he drafted at all? I think he might have been undrafted.
He was.
I think he was undrafted.
Yeah, I think he was undrafted.
Yeah, if he's undrafted,
Uh,
then yeah, probably not. But like, still, even if you're drafted at all, you're guaranteed like
I mean-
$500,000 a year. So
The thing is, like, he's making enough plays to get himself at least a backup job somewhere.
I think he gets a contract. Yeah,
Yeah, he'll get a contract.
Is he going to start over Beat Hard?
Dude,
they've already said that he is.
is he gonna go to the Jets and back up Darnold and then
The
come in
Darnold.
and make crazy plays?
It would be a pretty good spot, but I think legitimately like they might have trade offers this offseason
Yeah.
for him.
I think they will too.
I wouldn't be surprised. But then that's the question, right? I mean, I guess you have to go with Jimmy G after the contract you
Yeah,
gave him.
you
But
have to
like,
do it.
you know, if he keeps playing like he has, I mean, like he's not. It's not like blow you away stat line as far as like the year is concerned.
Mhm.
Like 91 rating, 1,000 yards, 64 completion percentage, 7 touchdowns, 5 ints. So it's not like the most amazing thing, but like that's really more than serviceable.
Yeah,
You know. So
I think he'll get it.
Yeah.
Unless he falls off terribly or something.
yeah. Good.
Either way.
I don't want to be a killjoy, but I kind of like gotta go soon.
Okay.
All right.
It has been like almost 2 hours, by the way.
Yeah, we did spend like 40 minutes talking about Packers Jets.
That's
All right.
yeah.
Patriots beat the Vikings. Vikings falling apart. Patriots are the Patriots.
Yeah, not necessarily there.
Chargers beat the Steelers in a crazy game where like 3 offside penalties happened.
Yeah, we got to talk about that a little bit, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
that
That was
the officiating in that game was fucking awful, like
yeah, it
really
was pretty
bad. And I have no like anything attachment to either of these teams, but
Yeah.
like the Chargers were like given a win there, basically.
They definittle were.
I mean, how do you jump off sides 3 times in a row?
That's also a great question. I don't like.
So the
Lack of
idea-
coaching, coach.
the common theory right now is that they because you saw, I mean, it was 3 offsides in a row and they basically weren't penalized for it. So
Yeah.
like the thinking right now is that like, well, there's no penalty for us doing this, so you might as well do it, and then eventually you're gonna jump the snap and block the kick, right? Like
Mhm.
like if they keep calling it, eventually they're gonna do it.
But
Yeah.
he didn't even block it though. The kick went behind him. That's how
Yeah.
far ahead he was on that jump.
Yeah.
The ball went behind him,
Yeah.
as in he crossed the plane of where the ball was going to go, and then the ball was kicked.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was all around bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either way, the Chargers won, and it's really all that matters. They're looking lit. They're looking lit. They're looking
Looking
lit.
lit.
They're gonna
Looking
make
lit.
the
Real lit.
playoffs.
Yeah.
In fact,
yeah.
if they playoffs happen today, they'd play the Steelers.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles beat the Redskins, which fun stat,
Go
Adrian
Birds.
Peterson had a 90-yard touchdown run and finished with under 100 yards for the game.
What a piece of fucking garbage.
It's another one of my running backs. He only got me part of his 15 points as my second leading scorer.
Yeah.
Rushing yards on 1 rushing touchdown.
And
Just
with
your,
that, the Cowboys move into first place of the NFC East.
Mm-hmm. And
Who'd have thunk
your
it?
weekly reminder of fuck Adrian Peterson. But also, did you guys see that Mark Sanchez recovered a fumble with his butt?
I did indeed.
Yep. It was a reverse butt fumble. So
Yep.
Classic.
The circle is complete. The world
you
will
can't
end.
write this stuff, Coach. You just can't write it.
I feel really bad for Colt McCoy though. As an aside, like
Yeah.
that guy, he can't catch a fucking break.
He really can't. It's probably like the last. He's probably just gonna be career backup now and then retire. And what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
that,
I just don't care.
And that was the week of games.
Oh, actually, wait. One more quick note.
All
Monday
right.
Night Football crew also is terrible.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
my
they're
god,
very
it's
bad.
just so bad. What the fuck? Sorry, I had to be very negative on them.
Yeah, I was reading about that where everyone's saying how they just missed play calls. Like they were just talking about other shit and they're just not calling the game, and everyone's like, "What is this?"
There's a video of them literally just missing an interception that happens in front of them. They pause for a moment and then keep going because they were in the middle of an argument between Jason Witten and Booger McFarlane about domestic violence. Like, I don't give a fuck what those two, like, I really don't care. Like, it's just, man, ESPN has really fallen from grace. It's like, hey, Monday Night Football, let's just make it the hot take machine. You know, everybody loves the hot takes. That's what's doing well for us. It's like, Jesus Christ, ESPN.
Yeah, just bring back Tony Romo and just pair somebody with him. Doesn't even matter. Just do that.
As long as there's no one on the current crew.
Yeah, exactly.
All terrible.
It's so bad. Like, let's see. There's a quote. I actually marked it down. Jason Witten said, "You gotta get rid of the cheesecake menu for Mark Sanchez." There's one of the quotes.
All right, thank you, Jason.
Yeah, well, I mean, another famed quote from him from earlier this year. You know, they really pulled a rabbit out of their head.
Yep. Thank you, Jason.
Rabbit out of their head.
Fucking Jason Witten, dude.
That's like, if you would have told me that, I would have said Troy Aikman, because so many concussions just wear you down.
Right? Yeah.
So, but Jason Witten, like, maybe he's getting there. Who knows? All right, so to take us to the power rankings.
All right, Coach Krendor, here we go. NFLplayoffs.com/NFL power rankings, Coach. Do you see the number one seed changing in the power rankings after the Saints losing?
Yes.
Robert. Is it possible the Saints would stay number one after falling to 10-2?
I think that they did stay. Yeah.
The Saints have stayed at the top of the power rankings despite losing to the lowly Cowboys. I think it's safe to say everyone, including NFL.com here on NFL.com, knew that they were phoning it in. Rounding out the top five really quickly here. The Saints, Rams, Patriots moving up from 4, Chiefs falling from 3 to 4, and then the Chargers staying at number 5 solidly, with the, you guessed it, those Houston Texans now moving up to round out the 6th spot on the power rankings. And it's all around it. It's a moving and shaking week here, Coach. There are 2 teams that rose further than any. Can you decide? Can you think about who it is? I'll let you guess one. I'll let Rob guess one here. The teams that have moved. There's 2 teams that have moved the most upwards, and they both moved up 4 spots. Coach Krendor. One is from the AFC. One is from the NFC. That's all I'm giving you.
I mean, I'll probably take Cowboys.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
And then Rob, you get another guess here.
Seahawks?
Incorrect. The Philadelphia Eagles have moved up 4 spots from 19 to 15 after going 6-6, and then the Tennessee Titans, Rob, moved from 21 to rank 17, and now here's the real one. This is the one that all of us have been waiting for.
Yeah.
Robert, Alpaca Patrol.
Yeah, they're the last.
They are.
They are. I believe.
You have to say it.
Hate to break it to you, but they are, Rob.
Yeah.
And here's one that's even better. Okay. This team, it's a trivia question. Which team in the NFC has fallen 5 spots in this week's power rankings after falling to a disappointing 4-8? For Coach as well. Coach.
Falcons?
The Atlanta Falcons.
It is the Atlanta Falcons. They have fallen to the 25th spot from 20th. And now the final one here, Coach Krendor. This one's for you. True or false? The Falcons are still above the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Coach.
True.
That is absolutely correct, Coach. The Falcons, despite being 4-8, despite dropping 5 spots in the power rankings, are still ranked 1 rank above the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who somehow got past the Jacksonville Jaguars, moving from the 27th spot to the 26th spot.
That is kind of silly. Like, the Bucs should be higher up, honestly. They still have the first-ranked offense, you know?
Bible of the internet, Rob. This is written in stone, and that's going to do it for us. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Thank you very much. Fun stuff up here in the booth.
Before we go into the schedule, can I just quickly say an aside? The thing that I hate most about this season is that the Patriots are quietly making the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I don't like it. That scares me.
Yeah.
That really scares me. Everybody's talking about all these other teams. Nobody's talking about the Patriots, and they're going to fucking make the playoffs.
Well, if Bear actually showed up for a podcast, we'd be talking about the Patriots.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there again. Ready to yet again get to the Super Bowl. Everyone's like, maybe it'll be the Chiefs this time. Maybe it's like, nope, here they are again.
They're going to be there.
So some transactions before we move on. The Redskins hope to sign Josh Johnson. So that's an interesting move.
Who did he hurt?
Well, I'm sure we'll find out soon.
I mean,
that's a prerequisite to get on there, I think.
That's a pretty broad statement there. Or question there, Rob.
Let's see. Raiders bring in ex-Bronco C.J. Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bills cut Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah.
Who they traded a 3rd and 7th round pick for last year.
Yeah.
And here's the interesting one. The ex-cornerback for the Seahawks and I believe Patriots, Brandon Browner, has been sentenced to 8 years for murder or attempted murder.
Attempted murder, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
NFL, everyone. That's
Yep.
that's NFL.
Yep.
And also breaking news, referee accused by Jerry Hughes placed on administrative leave after getting accused of making a derogatory statement towards someone's race for the 2nd time.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't,
Well.
that's not going to go over well with the kids.
Yeah.
No. NFL. There's also some good people in it.
NFL.
You know?
Yeah, there's a couple of them. You know,
It's
far
just
between. If you can look,
these-
if you can look behind the murderers and the child beaters and the domestic violent abusers, you got some real quality stand-up
Sexual
people.
Well,
assault.
the thing is, like, those people stand out because it's like, oh my god, this is not good. But like, then the normal people or like the good going people are like, hey, you know,
It's
It's
all
nice.
about
Yeah.
the bad apples, Coach. You got to
Yeah.
get rid of the bad apples.
You
So they
gotta
don't
get rid
ruin
of
the
the bad
bush.
Spoil the bunch.
Yeah. Rapid fire. Here we go.
Here we go. Picking them games. First up, Jaguars Titans Thursday night.
Taking
Yeah.
Titans.
I am,
Don't
The Jaguars
even start this. Don't
they've been looking
even-
pretty good last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Defense. But the Titans also have a good defense, so I'm taking the Titans because they have a better offense.
They're
I just
looking
have
pretty
more-
good. You're doing.
I'm not big on Mariota, but I have more faith in Mariota than Cody Kessler.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, I do.
that's why.
Wait, is Leonard Fournette playing?
Yeah, I think he's back now.
He's supposed to be back this week.
Yeah.
Return. Ooh, you know what?
Oh God.
All right. I'm gonna go Jaguars.
He's
Oh,
going
boy.
Jaguars,
All
Rob.
I'm gonna go Jaguars this game. I think it's a toss up. I think the Titans probably will win, but I got a little faith in the Jaguars now.
I think it's a toss up too, actually.
I think that we're all three equally terrible because we all have almost the exact same winning percentage, despite being in week 14.
Yeah, we're all
there's
within
no way
2 games of each other, I think.
There's no way I'm taking the Jaguars here, Coach. I'm sorry.
All right, it's fine. Anyway, Jets at Bills.
Woo! Look out, barn burner Rob.
So I'm going Bills.
Yeah.
I mean,
that seems fair.
Rob, look, listen, Rob. I've been with you since the start. I know
Jets.
we're bonded by blood. We're bonded by terrible football teams. I've even picked the Jets when I didn't think they were going to win, Rob.
I know,
but I can't pick them against the Bills. I'm sorry.
That's fair. That's and you know I have to pick the Jets.
I know.
Yeah.
So, Sam Darnold's probably not going to play either, so we won't even get to see Allen versus Darnold.
Yep.
We don't even get that excitement. That little bit of excitement that you could possibly get from it. Who's
if
combined
it
record
makes you feel any better, Rob, I wasn't going to watch the game anyway.
There you go.
Yeah.
Giants at Redskins. I will take the Giants.
I am also taking the Giants.
I don't know what you guys are smoking. Taking Redskins.
Wow.
Okay. I just don't really trust the third string quarterback with Washington to beat the Saquon Barkley.
It's also projected to be a snow game, which means a lot of running plays, which
barking.
means I'm going to give the edge to the Giants running attack.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Washington Redskins, Coach.
All right. Here we go.
You want that on your conscience?
Saints at Bucks.
Here we go. Rematch of the century, Coach Krendor. Gotta go with the New Orleans Saints, Coach.
Yeah, I'm going Saints. They've had some extra time to rest. They'll be ready to go after losing, and they're going to destroy the Buccaneers.
I am going Saints as well, but I want to remind you guys in the call and everyone at home that one of the only 2 Saints losses this year came from the Bucks. So.
That's true. And that's why they won't beat them again. Because
I can't pick the Saints over the Bucks.
The hatred of the Saints is too strong.
If it's any other team playing Tampa, I don't mind. I don't mind picking them over Tampa, but I can't. I just cannot, in good conscience. Yeah. The one other Tampa Bay fan that listens to this podcast would get really upset. Yeah. So I have to take the Bucks, but I'm going to go ahead and take a Rob on this one that I know that they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Patriots at Dolphins. Oof.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy call on this one, huh?
It's a Patriot game.
Yeah, it's a Patriot game. Yeah.
I mean, if you guys just look at the horizontal bar graph, it does look kind of like a grinder that you would put a horse in.
Yeah, it definitely does. But
gotta go Patriots.
Inserted.
Yeah, it's a horse shaped dolphin, Coach.
Yeah,
yep. It'd be like a seahorse.
I suspect. You know what? I'll do one better. I suspect that it'll be a close game in the first half, and then Bill Belichick's going to destroy them.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen too.
Yeah.
Ravens at Chiefs. This could be good.
This might be really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it.
You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna say it.
I
think the Ravens are gonna win.
Oh boy. I think you might be right.
I think the Ravens are now finding their mojo like they do every season towards the end, and their defense really starts getting fired up. I'm very rapidly losing faith in the Chiefs' ability to stop another team that even has a remotely decent defense. And the fact that the Chiefs sort of struggled against the Raiders, I'm going to say it. Not Candlestick. The other one, wherever they're playing, Kansas City.
Chiefs Stadium.
Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is it? Yeah, it's Arrowhead.
Yeah, it's Arrowhead.
Yeah.
They're going to lose. I'm calling it right now. I'm taking the Ravens.
It could happen. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if they did.
Yeah. So who are you picking?
but I'm still going to take the Chiefs because they're playing at home. And the only 2 losses that they've had this year were the Patriots and the Rams. And those were both shootouts. And I don't think Lamar is ready for a shootout yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's the Chiefs defense. So
I was thinking the same thing, where it's like I don't know if Lamar Jackson's ready for a shootout either. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Chiefs as well.
yeah.
But
But
I
it
think the
could be the
Ravens could win.
Ravens. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's like this might actually be as close to a toss up for a Chiefs game as I've seen.
Hmm.
I'm calling it, Coach.
Yeah.
It's my Coach bold
All right.
pick of the week, Coach.
Respect.
I like it. Colts at Texans.
This one, yeah, this is gonna be interesting too.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Texans because they're just hot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say Texans are gonna win this.
Yeah, I'll take Texans at home too, but like, I don't know,
They'll be
man.
Close.
That could be that'll be a good game.
Yeah.
That'd be great
Uh,
seeing Deshaun
did-
Watson dueling.
Did you
in
guys
with
watch this week? Did you watch the Colts versus the Jaguars?
Yeah,
No.
but like the Texans defense is not the Jags defense necessarily.
There's
It's probably
a
better.
car alarm
But they
going
have-
on outside for the Colts alarm going off that they're not gonna win this game.
I don't
But-
know where you guys are thinking it's going to be a close game. The Texans are going to destroy them.
Well,
The last
I
time
mean,
they played each other is pretty close.
if you're
almost
just
tied.
taking- yeah. Also, if you're just taking just last week, then you're ignoring the 6 straight weeks where Andrew Luck had no sacks and 3 touchdowns a game.
And
know?
then they lost and got shut out by the Jaguars.
Actually, you know
Rob.
what? This game's gonna be a tie.
Oh,
We got a tie.
They almost tied last
It's
time. It's
a
gonna be a
tie.
tie. I'm calling it now.
Coach calling the big T.
calling a tie.
Watch
I'm
it.
still
It's gonna
taking
happen.
Texans, though.
Yeah, I'll take the Texans too. Anyway,
All right. Falcons at Packers. It's another
Gonna have
game.
to- I hate.
We just talked about how bad the Falcons are and how
I'm
they're
gonna
not
say a
getting
tie.
anything.
I'm saying a tie for this
All right,
game.
all right,
It's a tie. It's a tie. 0-0.
You know what? Aaron Rodgers is gonna be calling all the plays. They're gonna let him do whatever he wants. I take Packers because I also am a fan.
yeah, I'll take the Packers too.
Woo!
I think I'm gonna have like a negative record this week.
Yeah.
I'm
so
gonna have a
worried.
losing record.
Panthers at Browns.
We
You know
all
what?
know who we're going
We're
for.
all
here.
going Browns.
Brownies.
Go Browns. Go Browns.
They legitimately could win this game though. Like,
Oh, I
straight
think they
up.
will win
Yeah.
it.
I think they. No, I actually
Yeah.
think they're going to win.
Yeah.
I do too.
I'm telling you,
Um,
I'm a Browns fan, man.
I am too. I think we
Christian
all.
McCaffrey's gonna tear their shit up though.
Well, yeah, but I think they have
I-
enough to beat the Panthers. Panthers just are beat up. Cam Newton's not looking too good. I think they'll get to Cam. They'll
Yeah,
get
they
some
gotta
picks.
outgun him. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not planning on this win happening because of the defense. I'm planning on the fact that Chubb is a stud and Mayfield is red hot.
Mhm.
Even after lighting, like they straight up torched the Texans defense
Yeah.
Mhm.
and put it up against that. The Panthers have nowhere near as good defense as the Texans. I think that I think the Browns are going to win this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I'm
I
locking it in. I'm locking the Browns.
Whoa!
Whoa! Look at this guy.
Lock in the
Locking
Browns.
Browns.
Locking the Browns.
Shit,
Uh
dude.
oh.
All right. Broncos at 49ers.
Broncos.
The sleeping horse has awoken. They are stampeding now.
The awakened horse is here.
In fact, lock them in. Broncos.
Whoa!
Lock them in.
Coach
Damn.
locks in the Broncos over the lowly 49ers coach.
Yes, sirree. Broncos, hey, they keep rolling. They could get playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoff.
Yeah.
But when the horse is awake, then like what are they then?
They're a Bronco. Stampeding. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Bengals at Chargers. This is gonna be
Oh boy.
a shit
And you
show.
know what? I'm locking this one in, boys.
Yep.
Chargers is taking the win here.
All
I love how no one takes the bold picks. Everyone goes for the low
I
hanging fruit.
remember you guys taught me very well in that first week when I did the
Mhm.
bold pick and you guys shit on me the week after.
Yeah.
So never bold
Uh,
again.
All right. Well, Chargers. I think we all
Yeah.
take the Chargers.
Yeah,
Chargers,
Chargers,
coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Lions at Cardinals.
Humdinger.
that is a humdinger.
You know, I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I just watched them play. I don't trust the Lions.
Have
and
you
I think
seen the horizontal
I've
bar graph,
seen-
Coach? There's none for the
Listen.
for the Cardinals.
I've seen both these teams play, and I think I trust the Cardinals a little more than I do the Lions. The Cardinals at least have like somewhat of a defense and a running game. The Lions, I don't know what they have, and because of that, I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going with Coach. I'll take the Cardinals for whatever reason other than just going with Coach and his
I'm-
crazy schemes.
I'm gonna take the Lions, but I feel like my heart tells me the Cardinals are gonna win this one. Actually,
All right. Well, this is a late afternoon game. Late afternoon. This is a special.
Mhm.
Steelers at Raiders.
Raiders.
I'm taking Steelers.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm taking Steelers also.
Yeah, okay. Eagles at Cowboys. It's gonna be good.
It's going to be a good game. But
I'm
I
actually.
think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the Cowboys at Wally World.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Cowboys too.
I am. Oh my god! I think the
Oh,
last time this
what
happened,
was
I picked
that?
the Eagles.
Your mic just went.
Hey, like
When-
you frog ribbited.
You're like. You're like.
Maybe I actually did that in real life. You know.
Yeah, it could be.
I took the Eagles against the Giants and I failed. And then I feel like I picked against the Cowboys before and it went badly. And I'm leaning towards taking the Eagles here. But I know it's gonna backfire, so I want to take the Cowboys. And so I'm gonna take the Cowboys because I still don't
Oh.
trust the Eagles.
There's some iocane powder action going on there on that one.
There's so many things, so many things spinning.
I still don't know who you're taking, but
I still don't know. I'm like 55% sure the Cowboys will win, but I'm
All right.
taking the Cowboys.
all right.
Rams at Bears.
This
It's a good game.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. It's cold.
Is the Trub going to be back for this game?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Trubs will be back for sure.
All signs point to yes.
Oof.
Okay.
This is going to be
Yeah.
a hell of a game. I'll tell you that right now, boys.
This like legit might end up being because this is going to be like offensive coach right here.
Yeah.
We might have like a Chiefs Rams right now.
The thing is, it's gonna be about 20 degrees game time, maybe colder. And I don't know how the Rams are gonna
I'm
do
taking the
that.
Bears.
I think the Bears defense can handle the Rams in the cold. I think Jared Goff's a little California out there. I don't think he's ready for the cold. I think a lot of players that, like come from schools like that are ready after a few years. They played and they're like, all right, whatever. But he's still kind of young. I don't think he's ready for it. And I think they'll get shut down. So I'm going to pick the Bears, even though I don't like them.
I think everything that you guys just said, I agree with. And I think all of those things are possible. Still taking the Rams, though. And I'm taking the Rams because even if the defense has like a great effort and turn the ball and like the Rams turn the ball over a bunch of times, remember that same thing happened in the Rams Chiefs game and they still won. So I'm still taking the Rams.
I'd believe you more if you actually made this your lock.
Oh, you want me to lock this instead?
Yeah, lock it in, baby.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Fucking
What
lock
are
me.
you, baby?
Lock me. Lock
Where
me.
are you, some
There
kind of
you go.
rookie?
Rams are going to
All
take
right.
it.
That's what we're talking
There you go.
about.
I
just-
love how picking the 11-1 team is more bold than taking the 9-3 team.
Yeah. Well, it's who they're playing.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But it is kind of funny. The thing is, I don't trust the Rams ever since the Packer game. The Packers aren't even that good this year, but they still almost beat the Rams.
Yeah.
And that kind of just rubbed me the wrong way where I'm like,
I don't
know how
trust
good
the
are.
Rams for the same reasons that I don't trust the Chiefs anymore.
Yeah.
Here's the
They've
thing.
been exposed to they cave under a lot of pressure when it comes to defense.
But the thing is, like I've been hammering this fucking nail for like since like week 3. The Rams look like one of like be outside of like the Saints to me. They look like the most complete team in football. They've got defensive players. They've got offensive players. They're ready to kill people, man. And I think the
they're
Rams
very
hold
good.
out.
The
Yeah.
Rams are very
The thing
good.
is, it always comes back to me where like all that matters is you're hot going into the playoffs.
Mhm.
That's all that matters. That's the Giants proved that. The Packers, when they won the Super Bowl, proved that. And the Giants proved it against the Packers. Packers were like 15-1. They were the Saints and the Rams that year. And they just got shit on by the red hot Giants.
Name
And
it
it
an
was-
iconic duo.
Catching fire when it matters, coach.
I remember. I still remember being like 15-1. Aaron Rodgers unstoppable, and then the Giants are just destroyed. And I was like, "What's happening?" It's so disappointing to watch because it's even in a way sadder than when you don't make the playoffs. Because when you don't make the playoffs, you're like, "Oh, I'll get some draft picks, we'll get better." But when you get to the playoffs, you're like, "Dude, we're like 2 wins from the Super Bowl," and then it's just like, "And you're done."
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
I think it's certain notes that you hit on your microphone that triggers it.
Probably.
Because it was like playoff and then playoffs.
Yeah, you're getting auto-tuner,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll fix it for next time. We'll see. I probably
Well,
won't.
Rob's
I'll
was doing
forget.
the same thing too. So maybe it's me. I don't know.
Good
Maybe
thing
it
that-
is you. Maybe
Yeah.
it's you. And finally, we have the Vikings at Seahawks.
Also
And
going to
the-
be a good game, actually. I think
It is. The Vikings have been stumbling a bit.
they have.
They,
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the Packers, but like, it's not
I don't
looking
want to
so
pick the Eagles or the Seahawks, but I'm going to.
Seahawks are on fire right now. They're rolling. I don't like the Seahawks, but I also don't like the Vikings just as much, and so I'm gonna pick the Seahawks because I think they'll win.
Mm.
I'm
Trying
looking
to
forward
look-
to the Rams game. I think it's
No.
going to be the game of the week right there.
Yeah, I think so too.
Looking back on the Vikings season right now,
Mhm.
the only teams, you know what? I'm taking the Seahawks because like the only games that they've won, like listen to the games that they won against. The Niners, we know they're trash. The
Mhm.
Eagles, I mean they're 500, but so okay, sure. Cardinals, trash. Jets, trash. Lions, trash. Packers, kind of trash.
It's pretty trash.
Yeah. And they lost to the Patriots, the Bears, the Saints, the Rams, and also
Yeah.
the Bills.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah,
they'll surprise you.
I'm taking the Seahawks.
Yeah, surprise you.
They'll surprise you.
There you go.
Well,
Going
guys.
over to fantasy really quickly. Just to announce the championship brackets. Nolan Nation going up against Alpaca Attack. NG Wolf
baby.
Gamer going up against Swamp Foxes. And then I Eat Pupies and Grey Talon both getting a bye. And then the consolation bracket. Who cares?
Yeah. Who cares about that?
Yeah, but I am going up against Coach.
Oh yeah, I am going up against Invicta. By the way, let me just reiterate. If we take a look at the standings and we sort by points for, I scored the third most points in the league at almost 1,800. Only the top two guys there, and then Swamp Fox 1,730. Not getting in, but it's okay.
Sounds
It's all
like some poor coaching if your team's scoring a lot of points.
I
now.
tried.
It could be that.
I tried to beat Rob, but my top score was a kicker, Coach, with 21 points.
I understand. It's
I tried, Coach.
It
I
is what
tried.
it is. What are you gonna do? I'm
actually the 4th seed. I didn't
Yeah.
even realize that. Look at that.
Look at that.
Well, I'm
Um,
rooting against you, Rob. So
Oh, I also want to
Uh,
mention that I'm the only one on the podcast who made the playoffs in fantasy. Just want to
all
put
right,
that out there.
there
Just
you
wanna
go.
let that be
Pretty-
known.
it's pretty funny, all right.
Thanks,
Thanks for watching,
SoundCloud,
everybody.
YouTube,
That was very fun. Thanks. We got
Go-
SoundCloud.
Go Browns.
SoundCloud.
Go Browns.
3 guys. There's the YouTube. I've been putting them on YouTube. Go subscribe there. Hit the bell so YouTube might actually notify you.
bell.
I don't know how it
Smash
works
that
anymore.
like button.
Smash that bell. Ring that bell. Ring that like button. I got a bell right here. I can
Join
ring.
the
There you go.
notification
Look at that.
squad.
Join the join the notification squad. Post us on Reddit. Share us with your friends, your family, your dog,
Squad
your cat,
boys.
your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, your
Shout out to
grand
DJ Khaled.
yeah sure. And by the way, guys, don't forget the game of the year is closing in.
Ooh.
Packers at Jets, Week 16. It's coming.
Can't wait.
All right.
I've
We're
already
done.
I've already got my signature Jet
Got your
Packers.
popcorn ready,
mug.
your jerseys.
You storing up energy for your humdinger call on that one.
Yeah. It's got to be your best humdinger yet. All right. Thanks for listening. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.